We are live. Hey everyone, Thibert here, and we are going to be talking to Donal DeLay, and he has a killer Indiegogo that just ended last night, I believe. It's called Brutus the Badass, and it's a pretty awesome book. We'll get to that, but I should first introduce myself in a better way, and then Taylor. So, hi guys, RT Bear here, and I am a 30-year comic book veteran in the comics industry. I've worked on Spider-Man, X-Men, Superman, Batman, you name it. I've probably worked on it. And as always, we have Taylor.
Hi, you
Taylor.
guys. I'll be here to read your chat if you have any questions for Art or Donal.
Yeah, and Taylor's street creds, her comic creds are that she's been assisting me as an art assistant for the past 5 years, and she is also my writing partner on all my creator-owned properties and the screenplays and things like that we write.
Like Black and White Remastered.
Yeah, exactly, just like that. And so hey, Donald, how you doing?
I'm good. It's been a good couple of days.
Yeah. It's funny because when I was first talking to Donald off the air here, he said, yeah, I checked it this morning. He's got an Indiegogo, Brutus the Badass. He said, when I checked it this morning, it was at 28,828. There's a lot of eights and twos in there. And then as we were talking, he goes, oh, I just checked it. It's at 29. What is it at now?
Uh,
Uh-oh.
Oh, did we lose him?
I think we just lost you, Donald.
Oh no, I think Donald just cut out. Maybe his internet's slow.
Uh-oh. Man.
Well, I can check and see what he's at in the meantime.
That would have been a great answer.
Donal, if you can hear us.
So sorry about that.
Oh, there you
Oh,
are.
there he is.
Then
you talk about
it up and
talk about a
accidentally
cliffhanger.
hung up. It was at 29 and some change. 29,323.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
That is so amazing. Yeah. The power of this this group and this fan base is absolutely amazing. So congratulations. Yeah. The main reason I wanted to have you on is I just wanted to congratulate you in front of everybody because I mean these things they're a major ordeal. It's a crazy roller coaster. Your emotions run high, they run low. And so I just kind of wanted to follow up and just publicly say congratulations because I know how tough these things are. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. It's been pretty stressful, trying to draw and promote on Twitter and stream, promote on streams. And as you can see, I'm definitely not good at talking on live stream yet. I'm still working on it.
Oh, you and me,
you're in good company.
Yeah, I mean, this is not easy for me because I don't know if most people know, like artists and writers, we kind of just work in our little cocoons. Like we don't really, I mean, we hang out with friends and, we're not antisocial, but most of our job and most of our work time is inside our own heads working on our books. Yeah. So I find the hardest thing, Donal, and you might be the same, is just talking about what you do for a living.
Yeah. I mean, I'm normally pretty introverted, and I'm just a very quiet kind of guy. Like if I go to a party, I'm the dude sitting in the corner or sitting on the side on the couch, just like, yeah, okay, this is pretty fun.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me. Just leave me alone, please. I'm gonna think about some of my art in my head while I'm doing.
Exactly.
Most artists are introverts, I'd say.
Yeah, Taylor and I talk about it all the time. Like when you go to like parties and stuff like that, or like it's the Super Bowl. I don't know if you're
normie parties. Let's say.
Normie parties.
You're almost always thinking like, yeah, I'm kind of bored here. Like, when do we talk about superheroes? When do
like I could be home right now working on something.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. That's it. That's it right there for me. Like I could be drawing right now.
Yeah, that's how
I just spent an hour asking Karen about her job that I don't care about.
Oh, I know, right? And they can talk. Like it's weird because I'm exactly like Donal. I'm learning. I'm trying to be more outgoing and talk about what we do because one of the things is like these projects and these properties, they only exist if you get them out there. You have to be the the face for it. You have to be the spokesperson for your book. Otherwise, nobody will ever know that it exists. But having said that, you know, most of the time we're just kind of just in our own head and we're not talking. And then we go to these parties and it's amazing. Like you said, Karen, I mean, everybody's met Karen that can talk endlessly about, you know, her job. And she can talk about it with such enthusiasm.
And it's a not creative job at all.
Right. And then, you know, the three of us are just like, hey, what do you do? Yeah, we draw comic books. And then that's it. You know, and then we walk over and get it. We walk over and get a drink.
So you guys have both had experience with kind of live streaming your drawing and stuff in front of people. And the pathetic spider in the chat says, "I'm uncomfortable drawing in front of people." How did you guys kind of get past that? Are you guys more comfortable drawing in front of people? Then is it still a constant struggle, or?
I'll let you answer that first, Donald.
I'm very uncomfortable drawing in front of people. Like, if I can see them, if I'm at a coffee house or something, that's why I don't go anywhere. I just in general don't like being around people. And to draw around them would just put my anxiety through the roof. But when I do it on YouTube, when I'm like live streaming art, there's nobody there to look at me. And it's almost like I'm just drawing for myself like normal, but I'm looking over here and I'm hanging out in a chat room.
Very interesting.
You know.
Yeah, I guess it is different.
It's kind of like you think of the audience naked, except it's more like pretend there's no audience and there really isn't.
Yeah.
Then you just look over once in a while and you see some questions or people talking, and it's, you know, then it just kind of feels like you're working in a studio with a bunch of people and you just got everyone shooting the breeze around you and you're jumping into conversations. Right.
Have you done conventions like you know, drawing in Artist Alley type thing?
I did once back in 2005. I was at Wizard World Chicago. It was a fun experience. Also not a fun experience because of my anxiety.
Yeah.
People come up and say, "Can you draw this character?" I'm like, "Oh,
just turn your back and I will."
You put me on the spot. Yeah. I get that a little bit too. It's like the deer, the initial deer in the headlight. Like, what does that character look like? Like,
put you on the spot.
Yeah, you start like, because the thing is, I don't draw. I mostly ink, so I don't draw a lot of characters, and also the characters change all the time. So there's characters that I have in my head. Like if you ask me any of the X-Men from the 90s that, you know, when Jim and Lee and I did and Wills were working on the X-Men books, I can draw those from memory. I know the costumes and everything. Like basic Spider-Man costume, I know basic Batman, Superman. But like the newer versions of the characters, I don't know what they look like. So then they go, "Hey, can I have this version of the Flash?" And I'm like, I don't even know what that version is like. "Oh, can you do the new 52 version?" Do you have
reference?
Have reference?
Yeah.
So I always have that initially, and then I don't know if you're like me. So I always have the initial like deer in the headlight, but then also if I'm drawing poorly, I don't want to be there anymore. But if I nail a drawing, like if I get it right, then all of a sudden I'm like, yeah, I'll keep drawing all day.
Yeah.
Do you feel that way too? Like if you get the drawing correct, then your ego and your confidence goes up. But if you're like drawing a bad sketch after a bad sketch, it's like, oh man, I want to go home.
Yeah, you're like, I hope nobody saw that.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the one that shows up on Google everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a couple of those. Yes, and there's a Comic Arts fan, and there's a couple in there, and I'm like, oh, I wish those would go away. Because it's kind of failing in a very public way, right?
Yeah.
But they love them. That's the thing. Like they don't know that that's not like your best to you. Sometimes they think that it's like the best version of Thor they've ever seen.
Yeah, and also it's kind of the experience of like watching somebody draw. So sometimes it's not just the drawing itself; it's the experience that they're that they're having. So I think part of it's that too. So it's not always about the drawing. At least that's how I justify a bad drawing. It's like, oh well, it's the experience. They let me draw for an hour or whatever. But have you ever felt like giving them their money back, Donald? Like when it's a bad drawing?
Oh yeah, I'm like, this one's not that great. Let me do another one, and you can have both.
You can have both, yeah. Yeah, so that happens, but I don't know, like if you're like me, but when I get a drawing and it's working, then I'm like, yeah, bring some more in. Let's keep drawing. But
Exactly.
Some days, like always my first day, like I usually do the San Diego Comic-Con, and it's 4 or 5, I think it's 5 days with like preview night. So usually preview night is pretty slow with just drawing, but the next day it gets pretty crazy. So always the first day, I always feel like I don't want to be there. Like it's not working.
Aww.
It's clearly not working. I just want to go. And then somewhere about midday, late day, I start warming up and finding my groove. And then the rest of the con is great. But it's a matter of getting to that point. That's always the toughest. And then the last day of the show is always hard too, because you always have overextended yourself, right? You always think like, oh, I took on 10 commissions, and then the last day you still have 5 to do. So then you have to figure out how to get those all done, and then possibly take on more commissions to make more money. Yeah, that's the tough part. And I don't know this, and then we'll move on after this. But my next thing is that you always feel, at least I do, that you have to interact with people.
To entertain.
Yeah, you have to entertain while you're drawing. So yeah. I always stink at that. So it usually becomes me just like not even looking up at that person and talking to them.
It's hard to do. I mean, because you got to sit there and you got to focus on the drawing and make sure that it comes out good. But then that person's sitting there staring at you like, this isn't uncomfortable at all. Hey, how's your drawing going so far?
This drawing's going to take me a while, so...
You might want to sit down, get comfortable.
You kind of feel like a host at that point. Like you're hosting a party.
Actually, yeah.
You're watching the game, but you still got to host the party.
Yeah, that's actually a good way of looking at it. Yeah, can I get you a drink? Are you comfortable? Have an hors d'oeuvre. Yeah. Yeah. So in case anybody has been living under a rock and doesn't know who Donal DeLay is, why don't you tell them a little bit about yourself and get them up to speed?
Well, I'm a Gemini. I like long walks on the beach and moonlight. I started with Image Comics and Justin Jordan working on a miniseries called Death of Love, and then eventually, we won't get into the details of how I moved into it, but eventually joined Comicsgate and started funding Brutas with Nasser Rabadi, who did Starlight. I've been drawing comics for a little while, professionally just for about like the last 3 years. Death of Love was my first book, but I was doing a very, very, very small press indie anthologies before then for like, say, 8 to 9 years. And someone just broke out the box cutter and is threatening to slit my throat if I don't talk more. What was that sound?
I heard that too. I thought that was you guys.
Oh, you know what it was? Okay, was it this sound? Listen. Oh, wait, it won't do it now. I think it was the Sharpie. I pulled the Sharpie cap off the Sharpie. It squeaked funny. A little bit, yeah.
So, that's how you got your start in indie comics.
Oh, I thought that was more.
No, that's it. It's a pretty short and straightforward story. I was drawing very small press anthologies for about six to 8 years, and then I did a book with Justin Jordan, and now I'm doing Indiegogo comics for Comicsgate.
Okay, so you have...
It was a smash hit.
Oh my gosh, it was a crazy hit. Yeah, so how long have you had the Brutus idea rolling around in your head? Because I know that you brought that to Nasser, right? And Nasser's the writer of the book.
Mm-hmm. the idea formed like kind of organically on Twitter itself while I was part of Comicsgate. I had this idea previously called the Daring Adventures starring Captain David Dare, and it had this big burly dude that is Brutus. His hair was a little different, but he still had the big chin. He didn't have the sideburns. His look was just a little bit different.
Didn't have
but he
that
was still
greaser
big
look.
guy. Yeah, but he was more of a Buck Rogers type of character working for Space Patrol 6, the space police, and it was going to be that kind of retro sort of Buck Rogers meets Flash Gordon kind of storyline.
Ooh, that's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool, yeah.
And then as I was thinking about that, I was like, I need to change this guy's look because it kind of gives away too much of the reveal for that story. And as I was doing that, people on Twitter were telling me I need to come up with a Lobo type of character and do a Lobo type of book because that's the kind of thing I love drawing. It's just big dudes punching the crap out of things. Just big dumb brutes like me. And they said I need to come up with that kind of character, so I just did a quick sketch for fun. Took a piece of art that was going to be for a Daring Adventures promotion, and I just drew him with a leather jacket and gloves. I basically just put him in Lobo's outfit and was like, "Here's Brutus," and people loved it. Like, yes, do that.
So are there images of the other version of him still floating around online that people can find?
Yeah, you could probably. There's probably on Twitter because I don't think I deleted it.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah. You guys go check out Donald's Twitter and see if you can find that original drawing. You know what this sounds like, though? Did you ever hear like Mike Mignola's story about Hellboy?
Yeah, he just drew this character at a con, and then it had this big blank belt buckle, so he put Hellboy in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it just sounds like that. Like it was just a character that you came up with, and you just doodled it out. And then the next thing you know, you're coming up with storylines, ideas, and a whole universe for them to exist in.
Mm-hmm.
You never know.
Yeah, that's the creative process. Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
I'm just gonna address this real quick. I know some of you guys have in the chat have questions for Art and his past run on some books. We're gonna hold those to the end. I'm not ignoring you. So I will get to your questions at some point.
Hey Taylor, I have a question. I can't get to the screensaver. There's this new control room thing that popped up. It says learn more about. Should I just click that off?
I'll be right there. Hold on a sec.
Okay.
Keep talking, you guys.
Yeah, I'm definitely a boomer.
Hey Art, I just sent you in Twitter DMs. I sent you the original picture of him as Captain David Dare, and then what I turned it into with Brutus.
Okay.
So you can see what I'm talking about. If you can screen share, like if you want to.
Okay, we're gonna go to your Indiegogo first.
Cool.
Since we're in process. So hey Taylor, Donald, were you listening? He just sent a through my DM images of. Can you screen share though, Donald? Maybe it'd be easier if you did it that way.
I can try. I'm using my phone right now, but.
Let me go. Should we go back, Taylor, to the? Okay.
Let me get
we're going to go back because we were on your Indiegogo page, so we're going to go back to you. Google Hangouts, yeah.